Welcome back here for the next match of the MYM Showmatch. According to the official record books, we're going 1-0 in favour of the MYM Legends. DTS, as part of the social vote, we're going to give them +1 as well. Myself, Tobi Kenobi, taking you through this action, as well as our lovely man. He is our expert in all things Christmassy. He does also dabble in Dota. It is our little bit of an elf, Synd from Denmark. How are you going, mate, into our next match now?
Yes, I'm already in, and I'm not an elf. We saw the Legends taking the second game. We saw the DTS boys taking the first one of this best-of-5 series. So now we're down to a best-of-3 to decide who wins. First ban coming out of Legends is the Lich, as I believe we are synced at 26, 25, 24, counting down for DTS on their picks, and Spirit Breaker is the ban again. I don't know what's wrong with Dendy. He must have some sort of weird relationship to that Spirit Breaker, getting rid of that all the time. But no, Legends will not get to play that one.
Yeah, that he won't. What is with that? Let's just remove Spirit Breaker every single time. It's supposed to be a Roffle ban. And there you go. Like, Vlad's actually putting up perfectly. It would be great to play some fun gnomes like VR. It'd be like, yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. Legion Necrolite being taken out here by Kurukai. Captain Mode's just way too boring. Lol. Dendai removing SB, so he's got plenty of time to actually move up the rest of them. Come on, guys. Chop, 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 chop. Let's get a couple of bands out. We want to get to our rando picks. Actually, can you... Is Techies is cancelled in CM, isn't he, Synd?
Yes, Techies is part of the CM pool, if that's what you asked. Some dude with a recorder just bothered me again. But yes, Techies should be part of the pool. Was that what you asked? I think it was.
If it was in or out, we got the question actually in. I'd like to see a Techies push strat. I really think a lot of people underestimate the power of a Techies mine planted directly underneath the footing of a tower.
It's amazing. It works a bit like a Broodmother in how you always need to take care of the Techies lane and keep him bothered. The problem with Techies compared to Brood is that it's a lot easier to keep him bothered than keeping a Brood bothered. You basically just walk up to Techies and start hitting him with whatever hero you've got. If it's a ranged hero, and Techies will have to back off.
Yeah, come on, where's the fearless Techies? Just like the CMs, just literally block heroes and pop their ultis. Like, yeah, that's right, you take it, you take it. So now we're just waiting to actually get in as Elazor. Is that El? No, it's Necrolite being banned. Necrolite as well as Pugna. It was pretty sentimental. Like you look at the last game, and there was nothing really fantastically out of the ordinary. Obviously, the Pudge. I do think he's actually been picked a lot more, Syndron. Like as more and more games that are played well in pubs as well as competition matches like this. Obviously, the MYM show match, a great way of actually showing how good Pudge can actually be. I got a really, really funny feeling that we're going to see like awesome hooks coming out for like the next 6 months of Dota.
Yeah, I'm really hoping to see Pudge becoming a larger part of the game as well, as it is one of the most funny heroes to watch and play. So as long as it's good, it will be used. And the buffs that Pudge has got make him viable. Viable is the flavor of the month word again. Mm-hmm. But yes, he is a good hero. Alchemist thrown away by Kirky. Vengeful Spirit thrown away by DTS. Wow, Vengeful Spirit banned by DTS. I thought they won that one. I'm speeding up to 4 again. I guess we're out of sync as always. And Kuroki's on the button with the first pick. 15, 14, 13. Hasn't picked yet. He's taking a lot of time getting the Twin Head Dragon as first pick. Interesting.
He's been pretty popular since SMM actually, and obviously once again a Sand King coming up. We saw him in one of the first Take 1 and Take 2 matches. Instead, we're going to now see him play properly now. But the Twin-Headed Dragon, like, really actually has been a fantastic pick so far. Like, from the amount of damage she actually deals, as well as that big line stun. It is, obviously I'm talking about the Frost, she is just one of those great heroes that can actually be played. And ever since SMM, I've been seeing it more and more around pubs, around ADC, around other matches as well. It's a real confident one. I'm very surprised not to see Syllabear appear so far during this one, so I'm just wondering if that's the teams trying to mix it up a little bit for us.
Oh, maybe they think it's a bit too boring for a show match. No secret that Syllabear is not really a funny hero to watch, at least not from my point of view, not one of the most entertaining heroes to watch. And, well, maybe they're not even considering it because it's not that popular in Europe, at least. It was considered shortly after that SMM, but it never really caught the same amount of attention in Europe as it did in Asia, so perhaps they're just not really considering it, and from my point of view, that's no problem, because it's boring.
Yeah,
isn't it?
He is farm. He's just farm until he can actually get himself up to the point of radiance, because there's 3 different ways you can actually play the bear anyway. You literally go the farm, you go the aggressive, or you go support. And it's just like, what the hell are you going to do? Because like most go farm and aggressive. So basically, DTS, they've picked up their 2, so we've got SK as well as the Witch Doctor for the 3rd time, 4th time, being picked this evening. So yes, basically Kurokai, what's he actually going to come up with as well? He's actually eating into his extra time. This didn't happen in our first matches, but he's going to do it for this time around. I'm pretty sure that VS was actually banned there by Dendai just because he knew the Kurokai had the first pick, and the Kurokai would just swipe it straight from him.
Yeah, perhaps that's the reason, but well, I'm surprised to see Legends using this much time to think of what to do here. Anti-Mage coming out, so...
and Invoker!
Well...
And Invoker!
Okay.
This is what we want to see.
Now it looks like a show match.
Yes! Groovy! That's right, throw down that Invoker, and of course, actually, for everyone out there who's actually been new to the world of Dota, or who's actually only just found their world of Dota and hasn't seen these 2 heroes played before, give everyone a bit of a quick rundown on those 2 guys.
Yeah, Anti-Mage, as his name says, is a counter to casters because of his passive ability feedback that drains mana and deals damage each time he hits a target that has a mana pool. On the back of that, he's got a powerful ultimate that deals more damage the less mana, or the more mana the target has lost in a tiny AoE. So that basically means if you've got a hero like Lina who's totally out of mana, and she has some heroes around her, that ultimate from the Anti-Mage is going to deal huge damage to her and a small area around her. So if any heroes are there, they're going to take a shit ton of damage. On the back of that, Anti-Mage has a passive skill giving magic resistance, making him harder to kill, again, for mages, and a blink to teleport in and out of battle. Invoker, on the other hand, is incredibly hard to explain, as he's got a million spells. He switches between spells by invoking them based on an amount of orbs he's got flying around him. And the combination of orbs he uses, he can invoke and then he gets a new spell. He can have 1 spell at a time until he hits level 7, I think it is, or 8. I haven't played that hero for a while. Might be level 8. And then he has 2 spells that he can swap between when he's fighting. And yeah, that's pretty much it. It's for a newcomer of Dota, Invoker is incredibly complex and hard to understand, but you'd have to play it yourself to understand it. I think it's very, very hard to explain.
Yeah, and even if you play it yourself, like I've played Invoker a couple of times, and even then I still actually have a little bit of trouble actually understanding exactly what each spell is, and of course your different wisps you have actually flying around you as well, to actually get those different combinations you get from them, the different passives you get from them, and then of course the way you actually change up the abilities you actually use as well. It really does, like, it's a very, very hard hero to get your head around, and while you actually watch it during this game, peoples, it will be very complicated for, like, if you see a spell which isn't belonging to anybody else, it'll be coming from him. A massive wall of ice, it'll be coming from him. A sunstrike in a random place of the map, it'll be coming from him. So basically, keep your eyes open from that one, and it'll be very, very interesting to see exactly who actually plays him as well. Like, you've got Invoker here. Whose hands would you trust Invoker in?
Kuroki, I think. Kuroki or Malini. I don't even think the other players ever played the hero. I'm not sure though. Kuroki getting Ogre as well. Yes.
Multicast. Panda and Brewmaster also coming up as for number 4 as well. So Ogre Magi number 4 and Panda Brewmaster coming up as number 4. I'm wondering if that's just the ability to try and survive any gank that happens, obviously with the Panda Brewmaster ability to split himself into 3 different pieces during battles. A very, very good hero, a bit of an old hero as well, I picked a long time ago. And we end with the Bounty Hunter. So our ending lineup here for the Legends side is the Twin-Headed Dragon, Anti-Mage, Invoker, Ogre Magi, as well as Bounty Hunter. And there's massive shout-outs actually coming out from the MYM Legends team to 830. So obviously 830 must be listening in at the moment, or at least watching the stream. For some reason, there's love for little whales coming up as well. And kitties. Okay,
and the kitty.
That's just weird.
Just looking over the picks, Legends will have trouble playing lanes. Of course, always a thrill to see picks like these, but it's going to be a shame if they just get pummeled on the lane. So they need to find a way to get around the lanes and get into the mid game, in which Invoker will be useful. Ogre's multicast will be useful. Anti-Mage, if he gets a bit of farm, he'll be really useful in mid-game. But the issue here is that they have 4 heroes that are weak in the start. Ogre is somewhat decent. Bounty Hunter completely, ridiculously horrible on the low levels. So is Invoker, and so is Anti-Mage. So you know DTS, how good they are at playing aggressively. So I'm really afraid that Legends will be run over here.
Then he won't. I'm actually waiting for someone like an Ursa to come up, or some great stunner they can actually pull out with a bit of tank behind them too, because you look at their lineup and actually they've got more tank than what they need. It's just literally grab yourself someone who's going to kill every single person there, and they go PL. Sorry, not PL. Magnus is actually their last hero as well, so they are going to throw something in there very tanky, and great ability to actually pull everyone to one go and then just stomp the crap out of them. There's a bit of a lag here, so we actually go speed 4 once again to make sure we're all up to date. Wow, massive lag actually popping out as that's actually happening. But we're good, so we should be 1 minute exactly, counting down 59, 58, 57 seconds going into it. And Syndrome, we're going to have a bit of a peek at the lanes right now. We're going to see the twin-headed dragon down there on the bottom lane. It's going to be a tri-lane with the Ogre Magi and Anti-Mage. Loader playing as the Anti-Mage. We have BSR playing as the twin-headed dragon. And looks like we see Kurokai will be playing as the Ogre Magi. Invoker will be handled by Merlini. So he's giving up the Zeus and going to go for the Invoker by the looks of it.
And yeah, Melk playing that Bounty Hunter solo top with boots and a flask first, a healing salve. Very interesting item build, and I'm expecting to see him getting trouble no matter who he gets to play against up top with that item build. He's going to be in deep shit, but we'll see how he handles that one. Most importantly for Legends, they need to get that Anti-Mage a good start, and the trial lane is definitely the way to do it.
Yeah, it definitely is. I'm actually really interested to see, like, Malik's been schooling us in Dota for a very long time. I'm just interested to see if he's actually going to be, like, insanely aggressive. Rune's going to actually spawn on the bottom lane, so Sand King wasted his time there, and Anti-Mage actually takes the illusion now. Sees DTS light running on down there. It's like, oh, Lotta's just like, yeah, I'm going to set my illusions to actually harass you back. In fact, actually going to pull them back a little bit further as well. Obviously wants to use those illusions for some greater purpose, not just use them to actually slow down the creep wave at all. And SK will be heading towards that top lane. He'll be going solo up against Bounty Hunter. Bounty Hunter's actually going to really enjoy that. Oh no, hang on. No, there's Alina. Bounty Hunter won't be enjoying that, Syndrome.
He wouldn't even enjoy it with a Sand King solo up there. If Dendi was solo, he would just get that
look at them. They're going to
finale.
find him. They're going to find him. They're moving him around the trees right now. Where's that initial stun? Are they going to get it? He then goes invis on the Windwalk, and we do see us. Actually, that's the blue banana, by the way, cancelling his attack. And even then, Malik tried to come in there for the last hit on the back of the Windwalk and couldn't actually get it. So he is really going to have a horrendous time up there on the top.
Players' forces are under attack.
I think we'll see Lina or Sand King moving away from this pretty soon. They don't need to be up here, both of them, to deny that Bounty Hunter, and they need to help their bottom lane. Witch Doctor and Panda will not be able to handle this lane on their own. And either of the heroes, I'd prefer to put Sand King solo up top if I were DTS, because of that Sandstorm and Caustic Finale can really annoy any melee hero. Caustic Finale is just going to mess up Melk, and he's not even getting the farm with the Shuriken right now, and that was a little bit of a fail.
He even laughs about it himself.
Laughing at it. Yeah.
It's the only way he can actually get close enough to get a last hit, because he just knows that SK has that ability to basically stun him under and then basically go into Sandstorm, which will basically drop him down to half HP, which is going to stop him from moving in there, and he'll have to be forced to use off that Slav. Magnus in the middle lane is actually having a little bit of a hard time against Merlini. Merlini obviously with the ability to actually do the range attack here. Where is our Lina gone? Where is our Lina? And what is Ogre Magi doing? Currently just walking hand in hand with Light here. He goes for the stun. Panda Brumar's going to come up and actually go